Yo, girls and guys. I'm feeling pretty good emotionally right now. Kind of wrecked up. I got a lot to talk about. Um, in general, my life's taken a very positive spin, a very happy twist with a lot of my emotions and stuff, and my purpose in life, and my belief in life, and everything, and my faith, and then growing older and everything, stuff like that. All the things that really mattered with becoming an adult that I probably should have learned from the ages of like 14 to 20, but unfortunately, because of the world we live in and my own dumb choices, I'm finally learning now, it feels like. So I'm not going to be too focused on the gameplay here. I might not get that much done. But I did want to do a lot of chatting. Just about various things. So I got a lot of things to talk about. You know, from whether it's spiritual stuff, or physical fitness, or health, or mental health, or addiction, or future dreams, relationships with people going up and down on the roller coaster of time and throughout your life, you know, certain people mattering even after many bad things, and other people who put you through one bad situation and they might never matter to you again in the same way, you know. But I'm sick of talking, so I'm gonna stop talking. But that's the stuff I would like to talk about if I even had the energy to talk about it. You know? If I even thought enough people would listen for it to be worth me expending my energy and my breath. That's what I would like to say. If people gave a damn. If I gave a damn. If future me gave a damn.
Come in, if thou darest.
Damn, I want to find out what that guy's weak to.
I will not be
defeated.
How neat my hunter is, like, crazy strong. I don't understand. Is there, like, a bonus for the first character you pick, or did I just pick one of the best classes? I don't know.
To sacred flames shine forth.
Here goes nothing.
I'll do my best.
It's a weird thing. You don't realize how simultaneously weak and vulnerable you are, and fragile, and how simultaneously strong and adaptable you are. You know? Because something really bad will just end you. Adapting, and the human's willpower and the body's need for survival can be overridden, right? But there's so many things in between that don't fucking kill you, that just hurt you. You know? And you have to find a way to not only heal that big problem, but also turn it into something that makes you stronger, because you're going to get hit with harder stuff in the future, you know what I mean? And that's like the big journey of life described in a fairly simple way, but it basically applies to all areas of life. Like, it's the type of shit you just learn as you grow up. It's not really like you don't feel like you earned it. And you don't feel self-righteous about the knowledge. It's just like part of life. And you've finally gotten to an age where you can accept some of the adult parts of life, you know? And you need to do this, is the thing. It's not like
Let my arrow fly and true.
you have a choice, you know? The other choice is death. The other choice is dying early, having bad veins, bad heart, bad eyes, bad lungs, letting the sins take your body. The other choice is, there is no other choice, you know?
Where's the nearest
People think they're choosing between being, oh, well, I'm not completely healthy, you know, I'm not completely spiritual, I'm not completely abstinent, I'm not completely, you know what I mean? They like think they're choosing something in between that's okay, but in reality, all they're choosing is just life or death, you know? Did you go all the way with your dreams and your health and your body and your mind and your family and your connections, or did you half-ass it? Maybe you don't care today when you're a young person, but 50-year-old you's gonna care a hell of a lot. You know what I mean? 60, it's just, you're gonna care more and more as you get older and older, so it's like... And you're going to want to be better at spending your time as you get older and older. That's another skill that you need to have that people don't really teach you properly, you know? They don't teach you that that skill becomes harder to use over time because you're getting older and life isn't the same thing as you get older, you know?
Come on, I've got better things to do.
There's like so many things I've been realizing about my past, my relationships, the way I worked out, the way I pushed myself way too hard and hurt myself, and whether it was relationships or it was the gym or it was shitty jobs, every single one of them, the more I look back on it, it's like I could have taken that slower. I could have had a part-time job first. I could have earned less money for a longer amount of time and maybe never given up on that task, you know what I mean? I could have made more videos that weren't as good. I always like beat myself up for my editing back in the day when I first found my love for YouTube and video making, right? But the thing is, I didn't even need to be that good. You know? I could have been a lot worse, made a couple more videos, and that would have been better. I could have been the same skill, but put less effort into my videos and did it for longer, and that would have been better. And the same thing goes for relationships, and the same thing goes for health, and the same thing goes for the foods you try, and the naughty foods that you eat, the unhealthy garbage. How often do you eat it? How much do you treasure it when you eat it? You know what I mean? How do you eat something, and it's not that you feel a sense of remorse and guilt afterwards, but you feel a sense of empowerment, like, yes, okay, I just had my pizza, I feel good, I'm gonna remember that moment and hold it in my heart and not regret it. And then the next 2 months, instead of letting that guilt overshadow you and shadow you and make you continue to eat bad food, what happened was you were empowered because you gave yourself a reward, and then you felt deeply about life and about being thankful for having cool experiences like that aren't necessarily the best for you, but they do have a lot of pleasure attached to them, right? And that type of person is going to be healthier, happier, better, ready to enjoy those sins and those bad habits when the time does come, etc., etc. They're going to live longer, they're going to breathe better. It's just facts. And the thing is, the more I grow throughout my life, the more I realize how it's really got to apply to all areas of your life, you know? Because at the end of the day, you can't play video games if you don't take care of your hands. If your hands are carpal tunnel, you can't play video games, you know what I mean? You can't live your life if you're dead. You can't breathe if you fucked up your lungs. You can't be in love if your relationship got destroyed. You can't, you know what I mean? Being able to accept these adult level truths and have them warp your mind in a positive way for the betterment of you and the betterment of mankind, that's the only solution, you know what I mean? Anything else you're doing is a fallacy. Even if it's partially good, it's still a fallacy, you know what I'm saying? And yes, it's better to be partially good than it is to be all bad. That's obvious. But we don't, you know, we don't really want to be partially good and partially solve our problems, right? It'd be nice to have a lot of those problems taken off of our shoulders because we worked hard and found a way to get through them, you know what I mean?
May the sacred flame shine forth.
Over here. goes nothing.
Like, most people can't even do, especially if they haven't worked out in a while. I don't care how fit they look or how buff they look or how much you think they're a master of the gym or something. If that person is busy with work, or they get a sedentary job, or they get an injury somehow, whether it was through lifting or exercise or not, yoga can injure you if you take it too far. Running can injure you if you take it too far, or you just step wrong and throw something out on your hip. You never fucking know. So the thing is, a lot of people like live based off of their memory, you know what I mean? They don't really live off of what they're capable of right now. And a lot of times they can't even accept what they're capable of right now because their past self used to do something better, or their past self was younger, or the love they felt in the past was deeper and more connected, so they can't, even though they actually feel more love now, they can't really access it because it's trapped between past sadness and disconnection with people, you know what I mean? So they actually feel more, they're more grounded in the earth, they've felt more sadness and more loss, so technically they actually can love deeper, but they don't have access, you see what I mean? And that's one of the things I think that keeps people from getting through their lives properly, whether they're committing suicide or they're doing bad things that hurt their health or whatever, not taking care of themselves. All very similar results in the end. You know, it's like, you're faced with a challenge. Are you going to accept that challenge or let that challenge kill you? That's basically what you're saying when you give up on heartbreak, you know, when you give up on feelings of the world being pointless and hopeless, when you give up on, you need to constantly be attending the human mind, you know what I mean? You need to constantly be improving your every moment, every word you say with people, every thought you put towards yourself, every time you reward yourself or every time you challenge yourself. It all needs to be for a purpose, you know what I mean? Otherwise you're just like spread out across random activities and random purposes in life. And you'll just always feel like it was for nothing, you know?
Here we go.
Like, nobody ever
Out of my way.
went deep in anything in life by half-assing it, you know what I mean?
Don't start things you can't fix.
Even if they lucked into some sort of fortune, that's not going to fulfill their life, I don't care what you say. Like, for example, to relate it back to lifting, because that's like something that's not so controversial and pretty easy for everyone to understand. And you know, you could consider me talking about anything that's physical that connects you to the human body. Meditation mastery, yoga mastery, you know, just being a really good walker, jogger, runner, marathon walker, marathon runner, anything, you know, the simplest shit. Your little cardio that you do to keep yourself healthy in the 40s. I don't know. If you do any of those with intention, that's a great thing. If you do any of those, even for a moment, for just progress or for vanity or anything like that, lower level thinking, any lower level thinking, you're immediately fucked. You basically shouldn't even be doing it. You're going to get injured, or it's going to lead you an injury down the road, or it's going to lead to unhappiness because you're not getting those results, or you're not getting some unreal expectations out of your body. If I just try my fucking ass off for a month, maybe I can get back all those gains I had back 5 years ago when I was young and lifted a bunch. You know what I mean? Like, that's the type of thought that your mind will just, even no matter how smart you are, how many times you've been through the bullshit, your mind will just like default back to those garbage ways of thinking, and people aren't like ready for it. You're not ready a lot of times for your own worst enemy to be yourself, or to be your family, or to be your friends, when in reality it happens a lot, you know. But that's just some of the shit that I've been going through. I threw my back out trying to get back into lifting. ironically. And if I pause, it's because my back hurts and I'm adjusting my spine so it stops spazzing on me. I can already feel like I'm going to be stronger because of that those couple of intense lifting sessions I did, but at the same time, it's like getting injured lifting light weights is probably the worst idea you could ever, you know what I mean? Like, you're jumping from nothing to somebody who's been in the gym for like 5 months straight, basically, just because you think your body can do it. Just because your muscles can technically push the weight doesn't mean your nervous system can handle it. Doesn't mean your mind can handle it. Doesn't mean your body's even ready to heal from that type of injury, because you're injuring your joints and your ligaments and your veins. You're even injuring your veins. There's a lot of, especially if you're a smoker or you smoked in the past or you've been sedentary for a long time, it takes a lot of strain on your body. People don't talk about this type of shit, you know what I mean? And how careful and how much you almost need to enter the gym and enter your spiritual realm and enter your heartbroken heart and enter your job and enter your passion in life, all these things, almost as a mastermind ready to become more of a mastermind, you know what I mean? You need to enter with so much grace and so much gratitude and so much patience that it almost is like you're already a master when you're benching 25 pounds, you know? You're benching 10-pound dumbbells as a grown man, but you have the mindset of somebody who's can bench 500 pounds. You know what I mean? That's literally what you need to do. Every time you take a reality check, or you get one from the earth from damaging yourself, there needs to be a massive overhaul and a massive desire for a perfect streak for your body and for your mind and your soul. You know what I mean? Perfect breath, perfect connection, faith. You know, you're taking deep breaths. You're not just pushing yourself through exercises. You're there every fucking moment. You're giving yourself the proper time to recover, even though you want to do the set faster because your ego is telling you to get back in there and do the next set. You're going to give yourself the proper amount of time to recover. You're going to stop sets short when you know it's pushing your body too far. You should be constantly improving your 50% of your maximum workload. You know what I mean? So if you can feasibly squat 225 for 3 reps, 2 or 3 sets without getting injured, and you could probably do that for a couple months without getting injured, then you shouldn't even be doing that. Who cares if you could maybe push yourself to end up squatting 275 for reps within a few months? What you should be doing is double checking and triple checking and quadruple checking if you've truly mastered squatting. Can you actually go back and do it with the bar without injuring yourself now? Or are your muscles so fucking zooted out that you need the weight to lower your fucking self down? Your hips are so tight, your low back is so spasmed out. Yeah, you might be stronger because you've been beating it into your central nervous system to squat 225, right? That's what I did. I beat it into my central nervous system out of sheer willpower, and guess what? It basically injured my back and my legs and my hip system for fucking 10 years straight. It wasn't worth it. I got some decent muscles for the solid 3 years of lifting that I put in, right? But I did it wrong and it wasn't fucking worth it. And again, I came back into it years later having forgotten some of my mistakes. And I was re-energized the last few weeks because of TV shows like Baki, because of thinking about my family and how there used to be a younger me that really wanted to be strong for them, strong, not to look good. I don't care about looking good. I already ruined my chance at looking good. You know what I mean? I'm not worried about that. I'm worried about health and strength and being strong for my family and trying to be that person who at the age of 40, 50, 60 can still bend over and actually do things for my family, you know what I mean? And the more I go through it, the more it's like, I realize it's like, you know, the crazy yogi who's like 85 years old, who can like balance themselves on one finger and push their whole body up with 2 fingers and is flexible as shit and their heart's still pumping when they're 95 and they feel alive and they feel young still, that person is, even if they shot themselves in the head, sorry to get like crazy like this, but it needs to be said to get my point across properly. That person, no doubt, had more peace in their soul and more happy days any day of the week than a fucking bodybuilder who drops dead at the age of 65. I don't mean to, you know, be offensive or anything. I'm really saying this to help you guys and put your hearts at ease, because I care about my heart and I care about the hearts of others. It scares me that everyone is so attached to the world with such a thin thread of life, you know what I mean? I get it. I'm not stupid. But at the same time, our mind is that fragile. Our mind can kill us. People driving us into false expectations for ourselves can kill us. Whether it's in bed, it's in sex, it's in drugs with the friends, it's in drinking with the boys the first time when you're 18 and you go blackout drunk and it fucks up your liver. I don't care what you say. All these things are so fucking crucial. You know, you can't fuck up one day that you don't get to. That's not a thing you can do, you know what I mean? Sure, you got through that one blackout drunk episode, but did that damage your body and your mind for the rest of your life? Possibly, and you might not even notice it yet, you know what I'm saying? Some of this shit is internalized deep injuries that don't even pop up for, like my skin problems that I've had, that I've been battling with for the last few years. You know what I mean? They're very much related to my childhood. They're very much related to my genetics. They're very much related to my surroundings and my environment. They're very much related to many things, you know? I see that more and more the more I grow up. And if I could have just brought in that scary level of wisdom to myself at a younger age and was able to accept it and was able to breathe and meditate afterwards and not try to forget it and not turn to drugs and not turn to drinking and not turn to women and not turn to all this weak-ass pussy shit that's not going to help me in life. It's not going to turn me into a man. It's not going to help me evolve. It's not going to help me be more humorous, more happy. It's not going to help me live longer. Anything. You know? That's what I'm saying, is you can't make choices for that shit. I play video games when I want to because it helps my soul be happy with this world. You know what I mean? It's not because I'm a nerd. It's not because I'm afraid to live. Yeah, sometimes I do it when I feel like that, but the deeper reason why I did it with my life is because it meant something to me, you know? It helped me live. It gave me a reason to lift weights. It gave me a reason to take care of my health. It gave me a reason to go love girls and love my friends in high school and love my friends after high school and stuff like that. You know what I mean? You could make the same argument for music or your family or your dogs or whatever. The stuff that gives you purpose, you know? Anyways, that's just some of the stuff I've been thinking about. And I'm trying to apply those concepts to my lifting journey, to my life, to my heartbreak, to my family, all these things. My YouTube channel, to my video game journey, everything I want to do, you know? Because at the end of the day, life only gets harder and harder, and you gotta keep up with it, you know what I mean? You can't just... You think you can let it go sometimes, and I swear, every single time you think you can let it go, you'll get slapped in the fucking face so fucking hard. You'll get... You know, you can't let that happen to you. It's... Even if you're a sick fuck who doesn't care about suffering, one day you're not gonna want that happening to you, you know what I mean? And you're gonna be mad that you kept letting it happen to you and stuff like that. Well, these enemies are kind of fucking strong, I think. And a lot of times you realize it just pisses you off that it took so much loss before you could even realize all these things about yourself. Jeez, this guy's not vulnerable to anything.
What next?
He's invulnerable to stabbing. Damn, I got sweep.
Let your wounds be healed.
Here goes nothing. Out of my way.
Damn. I always hoping like I get that lucky guess and I always fuck up. Oh my god, that worm needs to die. Holy shit, that worm needs to die. Oh, it's like invincible to magic damage too. What does that shield be? I don't even know what that shield means that I have.
Letting the hunt
Oh, he was weak to that. Fuck me. Oh, we need to take this serious. They're kicking our ass.
What next?
Out of my way.
Yeah, Honey, or whatever her name is fucking crazy.
Well then.
Jeez, this is the sandworm from fucking Final Fantasy VII.
Oh, sacred light.
Shucks. That'll do her.
coming, if thou darest.
Damn.
And that's that.
Yeah, but you start to realize things like people act like squatting 315 is like normal and good for the body and like all this dumb shit.
Want a tangle, huh?
And it's like, how many people living on 90 do you even see squatting? You know what I mean? I'm not saying squats are bad. I'm just saying I think there's a better way to do things for damn near everybody. Unless your only ambition with your life is to hurt your frame and hurt your joints and you need to get strong that bad because your soul demands it. Like, that's the only way you should ever break this, basically the code that I'm talking about. Like, you should... And this goes for a lot of things, like I said, your passion, your relationships. But for example, with lifting, like... There should be some sort of you that is excited to go into the gym. And even though it kicks your butt, and even though you're mad that you can't lift the weights you want to lift, and you don't look how you want to look, like, that you needs to be there for the long haul, you know what I mean? You need to earn real skill, real gains. Like I said, you need to be working in that 50%, like your 50% of your maximum effort needs to improve. If that isn't improving, who cares if you can push more weight? Guess what? Your actual workload that you can actually push with your muscles and not just like slam your joints really hard to try to get the weight up. And this applies to any lift really, but especially for the big barbell lifts that everyone does, right? If that 50% work isn't where you love to be, you're not really lifting. You're just going in the gym, hoping that your random ass workouts before that somehow made you fucking the Hulk and you can all of a sudden deadlift 415 easily at being a fucking nerd who's lazy as fuck. You know what I mean? Like, if there's not a you that loves to go in the gym and deadlift once in a while, even if you could deadlift 315 without hurting yourself, right? If there's not a you that's going back into the gym year after year, month after month, and relearning how to deadlift and remastering weights with the newer, because you're going to have a deeper musculature system, you know what I mean? You're going to have a better nervous system and a better healing rate for your joints and your, especially your spinal erectors and stuff that's like very vulnerable and fragile. That needs to be strong, but it can't be too tight because it'll spasm your back and shit like that. It's like stuff that, you know, you don't really need, a lot of times, you don't, as long as you don't injure yourself, You don't really need to worry too much about your biceps and your triceps and your quads, you know, as long as you're a normal lifter, normal human being, going for normal weights, trying to be normally fit. You don't need to worry about those muscles usually, right? But the thing holding most of you back, you think it might be your quads or you think it might be your glutes. Oh, my glutes can't push up this 135-pound barbell. I can't squat. No, it's actually your spinal erectors. It's actually your low back. It's actually your core. It's actually your shoulder girdle getting hurt too. Your shoulders haven't been properly trained to even hold that weight on your back. So just because some douchebag out there thinks that, oh, just put the bar on your back with 135 pounds, bitch. Anyone, you should be able to work up to that in a couple of weeks. No, there's no guarantee that that's going to work out for you. And actually, that could damage your shoulder girdle system. And you might not even be the type of person that should be loading your spine that way. And you're loading your shoulder system that way. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying no one can listen to the normal advice. I'm not saying that. I'm sure there's a lot of people who can get away with it and it works out for their joints and it works out because they started when they were young. Whatever. Works out because they were just born fucking strong with the certain type of joints and certain type of muscles. You know what I mean? Or they did it smart their first time, so their body, and they never really gave it up for that long, so their body was just always primed and ready to pack on those muscles down the road. Whatever, you know what I mean? I don't care. I'm talking to the majority of people who don't lift, who don't do yoga, who have heartbreak in their relationships, who are feeling like they're out of passion with their life sometimes, and they are feeling like their age is getting the best of them, and they are feeling these types of things, you know what I mean? I'm trying to help those people, the ones who need help. I'm not, talking about the people whose shit just works out for. And don't get that misconstrued. I'm not insulting those people either, you know? If they're an asshole, they're an asshole. If they're a good person who things worked out for, great.
All right.
I just couldn't bear to think about somebody doing the same dumbass mistakes that I did, because I tried so fucking hard, and the way I did it was so fucking stupid, and I didn't even... I thought it was smart. I thought not only was I doing the right thing because I was listening to what supposed smart people told me to do, I was listening to them religiously. I watched thousands of hours of exercise videos and became a personal trainer and filmed myself doing these exercises and got help from personal trainers and other people who were strong, and got confirmed that my form and all types of things were good. You name it. I did everything I possibly could have. I tried that hard with my relationships. I tried that hard with my girlfriends. I tried that hard with a lot of things, my jobs. And the underlying theme that I kept realizing was I got too attached. I tried too hard. I didn't do things with ease. I tried to rush things. I expected too much from myself and never let myself enjoy the process. So sure, I got up to a 165 bench, which was really good for my shoulder system. I don't really have strong shoulders in that way. They're not strong that way, you know? I was always kind of strong with the deadlift, kind of strong with my legs, but my shoulder system, for whatever reason, even though it kind of looks beefy for whatever reason, it wasn't, I don't know if it's because I didn't do it when I was a kid. My shoulders and my chest, they hate bench press, you know what I mean? I tried so hard. I have great form. So many times. I knock the weight back down to like nothing and tried again to build it back up. Nothing worked. Should I just keep listening to idiots and hurting myself over and over because they said I should be able to bench 225 after a couple of years of lifting? No. That would have just led to me possibly permanently injuring myself for the rest of my life, you know? I promise you that's what it would have led to.
Cool off.
Because guess what? I did permanently injure myself, you know what I mean? I just didn't do it horribly so I can actually recover maybe. And that's the thing. Once you realize that an injury that took a couple months of bad decision making,
Not be defeated.
that you couldn't really even tell was happening to you right away, the fact that that injury is going to nag me for the rest of my life just shows how stupid most of these online fitness people were from the years of 2000 to the year of like 2020, and they're probably still that stupid and still selling this false propaganda, you know what I mean? Yeah, I'd probably be fucking ripped too if I was perfectly taught from the age of 13 how to lift slowly and perfectly, and I took a bunch of steroids from the age of 16 to 20, and I never stopped lifting, and I ate perfectly. Yeah, I'd probably be fucking ripped too. That doesn't mean you're a better person. That doesn't mean you're smarter. That doesn't mean everyone can be that ripped and that big and that strong. You know what I mean? Don't listen to these fucking idiots. You're actually probably better off, even if you could get strong the way they did, you're probably better off doing it in a very slow, like, yogic mindset. The mindset of, like, a long-term 80-year-old guru. You're probably better off long-term, 5-10 years down the line, doing it that smart and slow, very careful, practical, enigmatic, pragmatic, ridiculously smart way, you know what I mean? Like, you could almost picture it like a montage or like a before and after video. Like, you see this before scene, and it's just like the same guy in two different realities, right? Let's use me as an example. Him at the age of 20, one of them goes in as the gym bro idiot trying to get girls like me, trying to get as big and strong as possible, as fast as possible. And then the smart guy, you know, that's the other example. Is everything done? Okay, thanks, I'll come out in a bit. That's my mom. She's helping me out because I fucking hurt my back, and no, I'm feeling a lot better. She already helped me out a lot. I couldn't even get out of bed this morning. I was like, I thought I was fucked. So gladly, a couple hours of pain, and now I can move a little bit. But you know what I'm saying? I can already feel that my nervous system is gonna be stronger. But does that mean my back is stronger? Maybe not. My back might be more fragile because I just fucked it. You know what I mean? I fucked it with literally 20 squats. I did some other shit that I shouldn't have done, like some reverse lunges after I was fatigued and stuff. But I didn't do them. You know, I didn't know I could fuck it that hard with light weights. You see what I'm saying? I used to squat 225, 250, 275. I used to squat that for hella reps, you know, 25 to 40 reps, like crazy reps that I shouldn't even have been doing. And like, yeah, I might have got injured, but it wouldn't have been that bad. So I was like, okay, I can do the bar. I can do the bar with a couple tens on the side. That won't be a problem. Guess what? I just fried my spine worse than I ever did before. Even when I was popping my fucking spine trying to deadlift 315 early, like before I was ready, I was trying to deadlift 315 for reps upon reps. And I blew the shit out of my spine back then, and I just dealt with it. Because I was so engrossed in lifting, and I was so, like, attached to it. You know what I mean? And it's like, it's crazy to think that I had no clue that even after all the injuries I went through and all the shit that I learned, I remember coming back a couple years ago trying to lift again, and I was hurt my shoulders trying to overhead press 95 pounds, and I was like, felt like I was pathetic and weak, and at the end of the day, no, I wasn't. Actually, I was really strong. Maybe not physically at the moment, but my willpower was insane at that moment, and I didn't even know, you know what I mean? Because what I was doing was, with a nervous system and a body that wasn't ready to even do this, I was going in there out of the blue, overhead pressing 95 pounds for mad reps. You know what I mean? One rep is a lot. At the end of the day, one rep is what, you know, you start out and you do 3 squats, 3 sets of 1 rep. I'm not even kidding. Like, that's what you should do. Even if you have done yoga for the last 3 years, like, watch the fuck out. You don't even know. You think you're good, and then, like, you wake up the next day and your back is fucking broken. That's what I'm saying. Like, you need to have absolute mastery strength. You can't just be... It's like the difference on Halo when you first learned how to snipe and back in the day and you hit a headshot and you think you earned it. Nah, you just got lucky. Because later on, even 10 years down the line, you're going to miss that headshot. Even with better internet, fiber internet, and better monitor, 144 hertz monitor. You're going to miss that snipe once in a while. Guess what? You haven't mastered that snipe because you hit that snipe a long time ago on the Xbox 360 with the 30 frames per second helping you out with an easy headshot because you got lucky. You know what I mean? Not that it's easier to snipe on 30 FPS. Sometimes you get lucky, you know? Sometimes you go in the gym and you feel strong one day and guess what? You might not feel that strong again for months and months and months. And that's okay. That's what we have to realize. It might actually be better to predict that you're just hit a peak, you know, and that's actually going to lead to better, safer, long-term strength. You name it, you know what I mean? I would much rather be somebody who's a fucking master at this point of squatting the bar, who could squat the bar 50 times with absolutely no injury the next day. You might be a little sore, might be a little fatigued, but absolutely no real injury, than somebody who can go in there and squat 225, but it's fucking with their hip flexor or something, you know what I mean? That's what I'm realizing. Because at the end of the day, that person who can squat 45 pounds for 50 reps with no injury is gonna be the 60-year-old who can squat 225 once in a while and not damage their body, you know what I mean? Whereas that person who might have a little puffier muscles right now because they're pushing heavier weights, guess what? That person who was overreaching and squatting in their like 70%, their 80%, their 90% of their max effort, there's a very good chance that that person is injured earlier, dead earlier, didn't take care of their other faculties in their life earlier, their health, their nutrition, their yoga, their spine, you name it. Their heartbreak, their relationships. It's all fucking linked, you see what I'm saying? And it took years of heartbreak, years of sadness, years of feeling like I was giving up on life altogether just to realize some of this shit and actually feel a little bit empowered and a little bit of wisdom for once, you know what I mean? It was that sadness and that loss that got me there, unfortunately. And the reason I care so much about it is because I believe I could have learned it sooner. I believe other people could learn it with less. You know, there's going to be suffering either way in life, but does it really need to be that fucking terrible for you to learn something that's basic at the end of the day? You know what I mean? And actually apply it. It's one thing to sort of understand something and act like you know it. It's another thing to actually apply it and become a master in life in some area, you know, patience. The best thing you can master in life is patience and breath and determination and gratitude. Everything else sucks. I don't care if you're a skateboarder or you're a master gamer or you're a masturbator. It all fucking sucks. You know? I don't care if you're a master lifter, a master yogi. At the end of the day, guess what's better than that? Gratitude, determination, patience, and breath and love. You know what I mean? Accepting hate. Not just love, but also being able to accept hate and heal hate. You know what I mean? That's another important thing that people overlook. Because you can't even have love if hate has been implanted in your soul from somebody or from your own mistakes or your own life, you know? So what's the point of being good at love if all you can feel is hate because of something that happened to you, right? That's another fucking thing that gets overlooked. And that's why I'm so kind of passionate today about this shit, is because it's really fucking with me in my mind right now, and I'm just trying to get through it, you know? Anyways, I'm gonna go get some food. I might cut off the commentary real soon and just putz around. I might even end the video in a little bit and pick back up later today. So thanks a bunch for tuning in. I needed to chat with somebody about all this crap I've been going through. I feel ready for my future now. I feel ready for growing up and lifting weights and taking care of my health and making money for my family and working hard and for the right reasons and in the right ways. Things that'll make me happy. My video editing, my yoga, my fitness, whatever, you know. Things I can do with my family, like growing gardens and stuff, growing fruits and vegetables. All these basic, simple things that I want to go deeper with Because they're not as simple as you think they are, you know what I mean? They seem simple on the surface, but they're deep things you can do with your life that heal you, you know what I'm saying? They're deep things you can do with your life that are going to empower your spirit for the years to come. You see what I'm saying? Anyways, that's just some stuff I've been going through. It was nice chatting with you guys. I'll update you guys down the road once my back's all healed and I'm feeling better. I don't even know if it's my back. It's more like my hip and my low back muscular system, my spinal erectors. It's all my nervous system down there is all fucked. But yeah, I think this new, you basically enter the gym, enter your life, and always don't wish to progress, wish to be humbled. You see what I'm saying? And that's how you get good at video games. That's how you get good at relationships. That's how you get over heartbreak. You're not looking for magic cures or magic potions or magic free love or magic pleasure or magic strength in the gym. You're specifically looking for to be humbled. You don't want to be somebody who thinks so highly of themselves or is so afraid of facing life that you don't want to be humbled anymore. You know what I mean? You should always want to be humbled, because guess what? If you don't, you're gonna break down and life's either gonna kill you, hurt you, or humble you in a painful ass sad way. You know what I mean? And you don't necessarily need to go down those paths as early as you think you do. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you make those right choices and you man the fuck up, you woman the fuck up, you adult the fuck up for yourself in the best way possible, in the most loving way possible, not in some crazy expectations on you, not in that kind of way. So anyways, that's just, I think that's pretty much everything I wanted to talk about. It's been stressing me out. There's some other stuff I wanted to get to, but I think I touched on all the main topics pretty good. I don't really feel like playing right now because my back hurts and it's kind of hard to fucking sit here, honestly. I just want to lay down. So yeah, best of luck to all y'all. Take care of yourselves. You know, like I said, you're always that first-time chess player going into and you're learning from a grandmaster, and you're okay getting your ass beat 1,000 times. You don't even care about winning. You don't care about getting better. All you care about is getting humbled, because guess what? In the end, that's going to make you the best version of yourself that you could ever be. You know what I mean? You want to be humbled. You want to find deeper love for the aspect of life that you're playing at, the aspect of life that you're trying to grow at, trying to heal, trying to fix, trying to get better at, whatever. And that's what I'm realizing. I always go in, even though I tell myself I'm going to be safe and I'm going to earn my way up there. No. You always got to be willing to call life alert, you know? You always got to be willing to accept the fact that one day you're going to be an 80-year-old person with a back spasm on the fucking ground who can't fucking move, and that you think you're a strong little goddess right now, but actually you're that old man or woman that's needed to take care of their back their whole fucking life, because you're going to have a back spasm when you're 80 and it's going to fucking freak you out, you know what I mean? Possibly injure you, and then you die later on from not being able to walk. You know what I mean? I don't mean to be harsh or scare you. I'm just saying, like, the shit gets that serious, and a lot of times it doesn't need to be that serious, is what I'm saying. But yeah, for what I'm doing from now on is I'm always going to take my time. I'm always going to do things in little bit by bit, step by step. I'm always going to take things slowly, whether it's pleasure or it's pain or it's hard work. I'm take them better. I'm going to breathe through them better. I'm going to expect less of myself and be more proud of myself for the hard work that I do put in and the progress that I do make, and more grateful for it instead of just expecting to be able to do it. You name it. I'm going at life with a more adult, humble mindset from now on. That's how I'm proceeding. I think that's pretty much everything I've been going through.
I'll not be defeated. Oh, sacred light.
Second serving
Honor you, my queen.
of deliciousness. So yeah, sorry for the weird. This isn't really an Octopath Traveler video, but I promise I wanted to make a video. My back is kind of fucked right now, and I just can't really do it. But I at least wanted to chat with you guys and maybe help you guys with some of the bullshit that I've been going through. Help you guys out. So I'm gonna go get a meal in me and try to heal up. And you know, like I said, I'm gonna be having fun doing my bodyweight squats for the rest of my life. Continually, even when I do work up and weight and fix my nervous system and get my strength back to where it was, I'm still gonna always be excited to go down there, go to the gym and remaster less weight. All types of things like that. It's like, it becomes, once life hits you and knocks you on your ass, you realize more and more, it all becomes about how much you can take and how much you can get hit. No, I'm just kidding. It all becomes about the long-term journey. If you're ever stepping outside of your bounds, you want to get married too fast, you want to fuck too fast, you want to eat too much food too fast. You know what I mean? Basically, every bad thing in life, you want to drive too fast and crash a car and die. Like, everything bad, almost everything in life that's bad comes from, like, bad timing and not being patient, you know what I mean? And then the lack of those attributes makes things worse for you. You know, whether you become more addicted or you become more less healthy or you become more injured or whatever, or you waste more time. Anyways, that's most of the stuff I wanted to talk about. I don't want to beat a dead horse or anything, but yeah, I'm excited to get back into my yoga, take care of myself, have a good summer, take some walks, drink a lot of water, work on my diet, get back into lifting and do it in this very monk, I don't know, it needs a word for it. Because there's lifting when you're a teenager trying to get muscles in a girl, and then there's lifting when you're lifting for life, you know? That's kind of what it should be called. Exercise for life. It doesn't even have to be called lifting. That's not even the word it should be called, you know what I mean? It should be called something else. Moving for life, you know? It needs a word. Moving your mind, body, and spirit in such a way that you become in such a magical, perfectly orchestrated way over the years that you become, at some point at least, the strongest version of yourself, the happiest version of yourself, the oldest version of you that's still strong and alive, whatever you want to say, you know what I mean? And that's some of the stuff that's been going through my mind. Much love to you guys. I was watching some old montages that I used to make, and it got me excited to get back into my life in a big way and do a lot of the things I always cared about when I was younger and stuff. So I'll catch you guys down the road. And, yeah, see you then. It's been real. It's been a tough day, but see you guys then.